Oh, you know it's going to be even sweeter than
Man.
this. You know it's going to be even sweeter than this Sunday and getting the dub when we get that updated video probably next week with some Tua highlights rolled up in there, baby.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Fizz Nation. What's good, everybody?
Good? What's good, Fins Nation? What's good? How you guys doing tonight? And I just want to first shout out Robert Jaramello. He wanted me to give him a shout out because he's getting surgery right now. So shout out to you. I hope everything works out fine, man. I hope even though you're in the situation you're in, you end up and you come out of it happy, healthy, and blessed, man. And I hope your family is as well too.
Absolutely. Shout out to you.
How you doing tonight, brother? I'm
good, bro. We are on. Man, it's here, bro. I just can't believe that Tua's debut is upon us, and man, it's like bro, it's like, you know,
feels like destiny. Feels like destiny.
Yeah. It just feels like I'm walking on air, bro. It's like I can't explain it, but it's here.
Hold on. Does the left arm of God have you walking on water right now?
Well, you call him the left arm of God. But,
shout out to the homie JoeyShotz.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's here, bro. Tua's time is now, and man, I tell you, this will be the most highly anticipated game that I think that I mean, man, it's been a long time since I've anticipated a game like this, bro.
And I want to say this too, because EM started this show off with about 8 bros, and I know people have been complaining about the bros here and there, the people who want to take slights on our channel. Guys, we do it to troll people now. Like, it's to the point where we know people have complained about it, and we do it to troll people now. Like, I've got merch ideas in my head, and shout out, hint, hint, wink, wink. Live reaction this Sunday. Y'all already know what time it is, and we'll have a special surprise post game when all of you guys start flooding in. We're gonna debut something. Speaking of merch, on Sunday, EM just got a first glimpse of it. A couple of the mods have got a glimpse of it. Oh boy, it's coming, guys! It's coming.
Absolutely,
it's coming.
Fire.
And it ain't just fire. It ain't your average Joe merch, okay? Let me say that. We've got multiple designs, multiple options. Y'all are going to love it. So shout out we already got 72 in the room, and we're only 4 minutes in. Shout out to each and every one of you. Let's start out shouting people out. I can only go as high as what StreamYard will let me right now. Actually, let me go to – will YouTube cut off everything? Anyways, shout out to Vickin. I see you, homie. Shout out to Robert, like I said earlier. Hope you're feeling better. Marino's GOAT. Jazz at 803. Josh Fernandez. Omar Brown. Estefan. Larry. Bubba, what's going on? Jeff Premont. Nico, what's good, homie?
Rano, what's good, homie?
Bill Clinton. I hope you're doing good, and I hope Monica's all right, too, as is Hillary. Jason Greaves, what's going on? Josh Fernandez, already shouted you up, but what's good? Havoc, what's going on? Ricky Butts. David, Nance, Seth, how's it going? Armando, how are you doing, homie? Shake Money,
Shake, what's good, homie?
Jay Bleezy, how you doing? Stevie TV, how's it going? Mr. 305 for real. Rickatic, how you doing, homie?
Rick, what is good, homie? Long time no see.
Oh, Fake Spike 94. I ain't playing with your emotions. Make sure you tune in Sunday because it's going down. The official Inside the NFL merchandise shop will be dropping on Sunday. Joe Levesque, what's going on? It's already ready. I'm just holding off on Sunday. Kieran, how's it going? Matthew Marsden, how's it going? Rami, how you doing? I hope everyone's doing good. Poseidon said, EM, come on out of witness protection.
Witness protection. That's cute. That is real cute.
Because you'd be hiding behind the avatars, bro. Like you're.
Oh man, bro.
Like you're Ray Liotta from Goodfellas, man.
It's these long days, bro. It's these long days, man. You know what?
Guys, EM doesn't have his makeup and his hair done, so he's getting. Daniel Ashford, how's it going? Troy Hicks, Rashad Brown. I hope everyone's having a good night. all of y'all keep piling in. McCW Brown 3, first time I've ever noticed you, so my apologies if you've been here before, but if you haven't, and this is the first time for real, shout out to you, because guys, we officially hit 1,600 subscribers today, 400 away from 2,000, and you know what that means, 400 away from a giveaway. Lorenzo, how's it going? Nick Ham, how's it going? Shout out to everyone down there. Yeah, we're good to go. We're ready to roll. So, guys, here's the thing. Slow to you, Rick and Tick. Here's the thing. What's up, NYC Kane? Everyone's out here, whether it's articles, whether it's wherever. It's always, what's the expectations for Tua? Well, we wanted to hit from a different angle. What's the expectations? Shout out to George. What's the expectations of a Chan Gailey Miami Dolphins offense under Tua Tagovailoa? And we're going to get into it, guys. And it's basically going to be a conversation. But we got notes for our conversation. This ain't just off the rip. We're going to give y'all insight. We're going to go in depth here. And we're going to go into basically what y'all can expect for the most part, probably come Sunday. But shout out to all of y'all in the chat, in the comments, showing love, riding with us. We got 90 in the room already in a matter of 8 minutes. So, guys, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to start out too. We got 93 in the room because, guys, it's moving. It's moving, guys. All right. We're going to start off with a few things. Smash that like button if you're new here. Subscribe if you are new here too.
Damn, 6 dislikes already. Reason they still doing that, huh?
Let's do it. Hey, people are petty. The haters we thrive off the hate, brother. It just makes us better.
Oh my God,
if you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/Finside. Become a Finside the NFL Patreon, patreon.com/Finside the NFL. I'll get into the Patreon shout out later because this won't be the first time it's shouted out. But guys, we got a sponsor, the first sponsor on Finside the NFL, and shout out to them. And everything that y'all are going to see sponsors come in here and there, and it's going to be stuff that's makes sense with the brand. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So absolutely. I want to show y'all right now. I want to go through our sponsor because this is the first time I'm going to be shouting them out. So guys, go to patchvibes.com, go under their shop. And as you can see right here, they have the Shula 347 patch that players are wearing this year. They have the 89 logo sticker. They have the 97 logo sticker. For all you Tua heads, they also have the Tua sticker patch, which is pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. But they got a bunch of stuff, some Breonna Taylor stuff, some Kobe Bryant. Shout out to the owner. I don't know if he wants me to divulge his name on air, but he's a good cat. We chopped it up. They got a couple shirts out here of basically the torch passing, the whole Tua Tagovailoa Fitzpatrick thing going on, Marino and the Mark Brothers tee. So if you want, guys, go over to patchvibes.com, go under shop, and what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to use the code FINSIDE, and it'll get you 20% off your order. All right. So I want you to go over there, put whatever you want in your cart. If you just want patches, knock yourself out. 20% off your order. Just use the code FINSIDE. Shout out to patchvibes.com, one of the official sponsors of Finside the NFL and the first official sponsor of Finside the NFL. Again, 20% off. Use the code FINSIDE. Shout out to patchvibe.com. It's only the beginning. And guys. All right, so let's hop into it, man.
Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
Right. So let's start off simply. I'll just field the question. We got 102 in the chat right now, and I'll field the question to you simply, EM. What do you expect a Chan Gailey Miami Dolphins offense to look like that is ran or has Tua Tagovailoa at the helm, should I say?
Well, first off, I think the overall approach the structure of the offense will pretty much remain intact. Um, for example, like the spacing of the field.
Mhm.
I think from that standpoint, it will remain the same. We talked about this before we went live that we've had success running, and I mean, a legitimate argument can be made that running the football from this approach is our best. We have the highest, level of success running the football. So I think, from that standpoint, things will remain the same. But I think I fully anticipate that to remain a fundamental approach to the offense. But there will be some alterations to that structure in terms of concepts that Tua is familiar with. A lot of concepts that he had had a high level of success with at Alabama. Everybody knows the RPOs, concepts that are, that take advantage of his skill set, the rhythm, the timing, the anticipation, ball placement, et cetera, et cetera. But from that standpoint, I think the overall structure will remain the same, but there will be some alterations moving forward. But I think that'll be the smart approach if you're Chan Gailey. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I have stuff to say, but I didn't interrupt you. I was just.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something.
But I got stuff to say, but I'll wait for you to finish your thought, my friend.
Yeah. But I think it would if you're smart, if you're Chan Gailey, you definitely want to implement a structure that takes advantage of his skill set. And you and I are both familiar with a lot of those concepts. The horizontal concept, that takes advantage of his accuracy, his timing, his anticipation, ball placement, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of these concepts, slants, obviously, mesh concepts, just concepts that are designed to take advantage and threaten teams in a horizontal, the intermediate part of the field, and Tua feasts, when he's deployed in that approach. So again, I think the overall everything will pretty much remain intact, but there will be definitely some alterations that take that highlighted skill set.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, you go back to January when Chris Greer said Chan was a little bit of ahead in the RPO game early on before it became, I guess, in style for the league was the quote, right? And then you go to June. In the NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah dropped a little nugget about a conversation he had with an anonymous NFL GM on his Move the Sticks podcast. And what did that GM say? He said, I talked to a GM the other day. He said Tua Tagovailoa is the best RPO quarterback he's ever seen. Ball handling, he'll hit a slant a million times over. So you look at this, and I've highlighted this, right? What are the key things you want when it comes to a quarterback in the RPO, right? You want accuracy, you want quick decision making, and you want to also, as an offense, predicate the pass off establishing the run, right? That's why Tua was able to really open up in the second half against, for example, you remember the LSU game last year where they had a rough first half, right? What was the difference between the first half and the second half? The run became more involved, right? Najee Harris became more involved, right? And the threat of the run, right? Because now, because the whole thing with the RPO and what a lot of people don't realize is you're really playing off the linebackers and the safeties. And Flores kind of gave everyone a taste of this on the Zoom session earlier this week when he talked about about conflicting them, right? You know what I mean? So in an RPO, the QB basically makes the decision based on the movement of a single defender. Easy the safety of the linebacker lurking on the second level of the defense directly after the snap. So, people want to know, okay, well, how are you going to conflict either the linebacker or how are you going to conflict the safety, right? And, this is when, for example, the linebacker, the RPO can be super effective when the offense starts running slants behind the linebacker, the QB is reading, right? So basically when they run the slant from the side, the running play is it's hard to stop. So what that means is, okay, let's say we're going a power to the right side and let's say we got two out, we got a 3 wide receiver set. Okay, let's say, I don't know, what personnel do you want to be in, bro? Let's say we're in an 11 man, because that's what we talked about when we were earlier. Okay, so let's say you're an 11 man set, right? All you have to do is, right, let's say I stack 2 of those receivers to the left side, but I don't have them running plays. What I do instead is I basically have them running dummy routes, and I have the route coming from the right side, but I also have the, from that right side receiver, from that Z receiver, but I also have the run showing that it's coming from the right too. So now what I start to do is I'm starting to now conflict that linebacker, right? Because when you run the slant from the same side the running play is going to, it's really, really hard to stop, because many coaches, what they're going to do is they're going to teach their front side linebackers to flow fast and hit their gaps hard, while telling the backside linebackers to slow play and try to stay in passing windows for as long as possible. This type of concept counters those rules. So that's what's good about when the pass and the run is to the same side in the RPO. And I want people to realize the RPO and the play action, they're 2 different things, right? A play action is a designed fake. It is a pass from the get-go. Whereas an RPO, the run or the pass option is there. It's, so if you see them faking the handoff, yes, technically you could call it a play action, but if you wanted to hand it off, the option is there. Okay. It's not a designed throw off a fake. So, these are the type of things I think you're going to start seeing, man. I think you're going to see those 6 to 8 route, a lot of concepts. You talked about the slants, the drags. Before we went live, I was talking about the glance routes. Stuff like that is going to be utilized. And here's another thing, Em. What if I were to tell you that Devontae Parker is on record saying that the slant route is his favorite route?
I saw that. And I could see him having a high. I don't know why they didn't incorporate more slant routes with him, Preston Williams, even Mike Gesicki, because, man, they have that huge catch radius, that big bodies to where they can shield defenders off. You know what I mean? And I don't know why the Dolphins didn't incorporate more of that to take advantage of them, especially with smaller defensive backs, bro. I wondered that, this year and last year. But hopefully this year with Tua, maybe Fitz, that's not a strong suit of his to throw with timing. And let's say this, obviously he's not as skilled as Tua in that regard. So hopefully moving forward with these big bodied receivers, they can incorporate more of those type of concepts. That way they can take advantage of, their physical advantages they have over defensive backs.
Yep. And guys, what we have up here for you, and let's talk about this for a sec, EM, is Next Gen Stats. They came out with the average offensive formation width this year, and coincidentally, the team we're about to face, the Rams, is the most condensed offense. And like I told EM, that can kind of be a lie, because like I said, we could go back to running that 11-man personnel. We motion that wide out left boundary guy. We motion him to the right side. All of a sudden, the formation is condensed because it's all to the right side and it's not really wide, right? But you look at the Miami Dolphins, and we go back to what we were talking about, the pistol, because here's the thing, EM, we even run the strong pistol a lot, right?
Yeah. And strong and weak.
And you look at, because they'll utilize Chandler Cox and sometimes even Durham Smythe will line up back there. And you look at us, EM, all the way down here at the bottom, we're the widest formation on average offense at 30.1 yards, because the second closest is the Cowboys at 28.6. That's still almost 2 yards. I mean, the Giants are 28.1, the Eagles are 28. You see how close all those teams are. Like, this is by a wide margin, almost 10 yards between us and the Rams. EM, before this started, we kept telling people you are going to see. I mean, I did too, especially was talking about the spread offense. And, I kept telling people you're good. What did I say, EM? Remember what I told everyone? You're going to see RPO concepts used with Fitz. Slowly, they're going to start spoon feeding into the offense. And week by week, game by game, EM, the pistol became, the snap.
Going back to last year.
But even this year, the snap count of pistol formations got larger and larger as each game went on.
Oh, absolutely.
And, we are a base, EM, can we make the argument that we're a base pistol spread offense right now?
From a spread standpoint, absolutely. I mean, I think they're primarily again, like I said, even going back to last year, they were putting consistently on tape. We even talked about it last year about how we saw the Dolphins incorporate formationally more pistol concepts, and it's just carried over this year. And I think now, from a spread standpoint, I think they're primarily a pistol. They're a pistol team, and again, these are concepts, these are formations that Tua has a high level of comfort in because we saw it for 2 years at Alabama. So, you can see the plan starting to come to fruition. Few little wrinkles dating back to last year that they gradually implemented to the overall scheme that suits Tua's skill set. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but
and I'm glad there's so much you can do out of this spread pistol offense: options, screens, traps, counter traps, any passing play, basically especially if you go strong, right? Especially if you go strong with the running game, it even opens it up even more with what you can do out of the spread offense.
Even with the play action, the bootlegs, like Tua when he rolled out on his first pass play. You know what I mean? I want to see the Dolphins incorporate more of that, have a more in terms of moving the pocket with Tua, because you don't want to, and that's approach with any quarterback, but because you don't necessarily want your quarterback sitting there as a stationary target. Yeah. So, but even the boots and the waggles, getting Tua out on the perimeter, out of that formation. And again, I think we've completely transitioned to a pistol-based team right now, and I'm loving it, bro. I love it.
And bro, I mean, you look at Tua's success running RPOs, and the pistol was seen sometimes in Alabama as well. This is a guy who in 2018, 51% of his passes came on RPO plays, the highest percentage among college quarterbacks that year. And when running an RPO, Alabama's offense that year, EM, they were ranked in 2008 because that was his highest year of running RPOs. Alabama's offense that year ranked first in yards per play and first in percentage of plays with a positive EPA. One of Tua's strengths, that everyone knows at Alabama, was to make good decisions about whether to hand off or whether to deliver a quick strike, and the receiver often ran into space of a defender who had given himself up as anticipating the run, because like we said, you just read the safety, right? If guys, it's very simple with the concept of whether you're going to run or whether you're going to pass, if you want me to break it down for you guys. So what you're going to do is, if it's man-to-man, the wide receiver is basically in the RPO. If you got that route to the right side and two out to the left, and they're just running dummy routes, basically, if it's man-to-man, your wide receiver basically has to win it. If it's cover two high safety, and they try to trap at the corner, you wrap with that defender and you get into open space. And if it's cover three, the receiver is just going to get into an open window of space, into open green, and you find him then. And Tua's, we go back to what Jerome Baker and all these guys are saying about the zip he has on the ball. That's why when he sees a little bit of space or anticipates that window's going to open, he'll put it there. His anticipation, his ball placement, and his zip is going to put the ball there. But I really truly believe it's going to be a lot of short to intermediate stuff because again, you know what's great about this for a rookie guys too, with an RPO and a quarterback who's really good at RPO? We talk about this, right, EM? What do you want to do with a rookie quarterback? You want to put them in the best situation to be successful, right? Well, that's what the RPO does, right? The routes, if you're going to throw the routes and not hand the ball off, the routes are basically to give the quarterback advantageous throws, easier than normal completions, right? So,
absolutely,
with a guy who already has elite ball placement anticipation, if they do that at the, that will keep things simplified and allow this offense to be successful and move the ball.
Absolutely. Love this approach, man. Because see, if you look at, again, I always go back when you're comparing Tua Tagovailoa, I always make the comparison with the Kansas City Chiefs for a multitude of multiple standpoints. But this one, just like Andy Reid, when he made Patrick Mahomes as the full-time starter, what he did was he brought, and we all know Andy Reid's background in terms of his approach with the West Coast offense. What he did was he brought a lot of what Patrick Mahomes was accustomed to, what he did at Texas Tech, brought it, implemented into his playbook to make his quarterback that more comfortable, especially early on. And we see the effect that had, and Patrick Mahomes has even talked about that, how that helped him, that, kind of accelerated his development at the NFL level. And I got to give credit to the Dolphins for, implementing this same approach. You know what I mean? Because I think it'll just be beneficial with Tua moving forward. Get him comfortable, rookie quarterback, implement concepts that he's familiar with, that he's comfortable with. Let him continue to get acclimated to the NFL speed of the game. You know what I mean? This is the best approach, especially early on. So I love the fact that the Dolphins are doing this, and I think it's going to pay big dividends, especially as we move forward. As the season waves on.
Now, let me say, before we even dive even further into the RPO a little bit here, I got to ask you this, bro. We're seeing how this is coming together, and we're talking about this, and this makes even more sense of why the bye is the perfect time to make this transition, because you can install even more stuff. I got to ask you, bro, two-pronged question. One, is Gaskin or Breda together or one by themselves the ideal back in your mind for what we're about to do? And two, because it does to me, does this show you why they were going so hard for Leonard Fournette, because of the dual threat of he can run routes better than a Breda or Gaskin? He can become a legitimate threat as a check down option in the RPO if you fake the handoff, and the route is to the right and you send him out to the right on a wheel route or whatever you want to do.
You mean Le'Veon Bell?
Sorry, Le'Veon Bell. My bad. I said Leonard Fournette, didn't I? Yeah, Le'Veon Bell.
That's what we should have gotten.
I know. But does this make even more sense of why they were going so hard after Le'Veon Bell? Because they knew what transition was ahead of them?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You look at Matt Breida, you look at Myles Gaskins. Now, they're not on the same level in terms of the overall player that Le'Veon Bell is, but they have similar skill sets. They're very good in space. Okay. When you look at Myles Gaskins, all three of them are very good receivers out of the backfield. You can split them out wide. You can line them up in the slot. You know what I mean? They have reliable hands. They're reliable targets. So absolutely, you can see why they went in. You can see why they went went so hard after Le'Veon Bell especially with his skill set. But I think Myles, again, I'm not saying he's the player that Le'Veon Bell is, obviously, but I like what Myles Gaskins brings. I love his skill set. I'm on record of saying that all year. He's just good. He just he's everything you want in a running back. He just doesn't have ideal size, and he doesn't have ideal straight line speed. But He's very good in confined areas. He has good vision. Again, reliable hands, reliable receiving target out of the backfield. So Breida, a lot of the same things. Now, I don't think Breida's vision is as good as Myles Gaskins, because I think Breida is more of an athlete than a running back at this point in his career. But, he has a skill set, again, good in space, very dynamic in the open field. So you can see why they went after Le'Veon Bell, but I think we're good in terms of now I'm not calling either one of them a quote unquote franchise caliber back, but I think you can get a high level production out of both of them. As the line continues to gel, as the line gets better in terms of their run blocking overall schemes. So I think we're comfortable. I'm comfortable with Breida and Myles Gaskins as well. Even Patrick Blair, whenever he gets healthy. So I would have loved to have Le'Veon Bell. I would have loved to have had Leonard Fournette, but I would have been happy with Le'Veon Bell. But since we didn't get him, I'm comfortable with our running back room right now, bro. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think we could upgrade on Laird, obviously, but it is what it is at this point. So, I mean, let's get back to this for a second. Besides being a whiz in the RPO and play action passing game, besides throwing basically perfectly catchable football on all three levels, and besides also being able to make plays with his feet, because I think people are really underestimating his athleticism. Shout out to Colin Coward for backpedaling on
isn't that crazy, man?
On our boy Tua, and even now it's starting to say that Tua isn't as athletic as like any of the he kind of took a slight at Tua's athleticism, and I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, this guy isn't, like, he's not gonna run for 1,000 yards, but the guy can climb the pocket better than almost anyone I've ever seen at the collegiate level. The guy can get out of the pocket and extend plays and evade stuff. The problem is, instead of running for 5 yards and sliding or throwing the ball away, he's such a pure natural passer that he wants to make a play with his arm.
And I don't know what's going on with Cowherd, bro. He spent a year begging for us to draft him.
Listen, and all you got to do, because he was trying to say, I can't see over the pocket. Dude, all you got to do is rolling pockets with him, okay? Roll him to the right, roll him to the left, create space for him to see, and then he can make plays. Like, I'm not, is he as athletic as Kyler Murray? No. Is he as athletic as Russell Wilson? I'll tell you right now, he's not that far off.
I would agree.
He's not that far off. That's why I
definitely
said
would agree with
this guy is Drew Brees' accuracy meets basically Russell Wilson's basically pocket awareness, pocket sense, and ability to extend plays.
Escapability,
and that's athleticism. That's all. Escaping and extending is athleticism. But people are really, just like the people are sleeping on the zip on this kid's arm. Come on, man. Like, give me a break. This kid's about to show y'all. And here's another thing that's going to surprise people. I truly believe they held on to a guy like Jakeem Grant because he's like an Albert Wilson. He's kind of an ideal Alabama receiver. Usually they're between 5'10" to 6'1", speedy, a little underweight guys. But, I mean, Jakeem's a brick shithouse, so I'm not going to say he's underweight. But you know what I mean? It's those speedy guys that can kill you with the yak ability after the ball's in his hands. Hopefully Grant just hold on to the ball. But, I think people are going to be really surprised at how quick, how decisive this offense, the throws are designed. And, and I think people, this would have been the perfect year, given the circumstances, if they weren't what they are right now. So it would have been the perfect bounce back year for Albert Wilson, EM.
Let me ask you this. John Ross from Cincinnati has been begging for a trade for like 2 months now.
I know.
Now.
He went at a fan today on Twitter because I guess a fan was giving him crap and the fan ended up deleting it. But he's like, if this is how y'all are going to talk to me, this is even more reason of why I want out. And he's like, it's taken away the love of football, and it's not football. It's not football I don't like. Basically insinuating it's Cincinnati.
He's an intriguing talent. Reason why I'm asking is because we talked about this before when we went live. We talked about that's why I think moving forward, if the Dolphins are to adopt this approach, Jakeem Grant's presence, will be valued, with this type of approach. And John Ross is another guy. One thing he does have is speed to burn. And I have to ask you, man, would you entertain? And he's a legitimate wide receiver. He's not just a track star playing wide receiver. He's a legitimate wide receiver. But I'm looking at from a skill standpoint.
Kind of an underachiever, though, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm not saying bring him in as our number
borderline bust. He's on that cusp.
Oh yeah, because he he's picked in the top 10. But his skill, he's got an intriguing skill set. That speed is undeniable. So you bring him in, if you trade for him, and again, fourth, for him is what I would offer. They probably wouldn't take it.
I'm giving them a 7th or a 6th at best. I'm not giving a 4th for that guy.
At best.
Yes,
really?
Sir.
Okay.
I'm selling them on the fact that, dude, think of what his stock is right now because of how public he's made it known he wants out. Like,
I'm not going to. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying I'm not going above a 4th, but
I'm not going above a. Oh, I even cringe thinking about hitting a 5th for him.
Well, I know, I'm not. I look at his skill set for whatever reason it hadn't materialized. In Cincinnati, and it could have been. We know how big of a dumpster fire that organization is right now. So, but him, if you make a trade for him, you bring him in, man, he's got that same type of skill set of your Henry Ruggs of the world, of your Jalen Waddles of the world, guys with that, with speed to burn. And
he sounds hungry.
Yeah, exactly. He seemed exactly. I would agree. So,
I just wish, what I wish, EM? I wish we were a couple years into Michael Gallup and CD already being there. And there was this dumpster fire it is in Dallas, and you could just pick apart because they're selling everyone, right? Except like 4 players, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wish. And here's another thing. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you ask Houston about a Will Fuller?
Well, I look at him.
You want to talk about a guy with speed to burn?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, he's a burner, but John Ross is like that Mike Wallace crackhead type speed. He's in the low 4.2s. You know what I mean? And that's rare. That's extremely rare. But I would entertain Will Fuller as well. But I think we need Jakeem Grant again. We know how. I just don't think Jakeem Grant can be dependable enough.
We need a bigger target. We need a bigger target.
I agree. And he's too inconsistent. His hands are too inconsistent.
That's why I had Jalen Waddle a little bit lower on my prospects than Devontae Smith, beyond the fact that Devontae Smith is probably Tua's favorite target ever. But, I get it. Jalen Waddle's 185. Yeah, he's 185, and Devontae's 175. But Devontae's 6'1", Jalen's 5'10". And 6'1" at 175, I could put 15, 20 pounds on that frame, not lose anything, and I still got a 6'1" target that could play in the slot. You know what I mean? So that's what I get with a John Ross. I get it. He's a little bit because he's bigger than Jakeem, right? I get it.
Yeah, he.
Let me ask you this, dude: do you go all in and call about Michael Thomas? Because he scratched again. I know he's hurt, but he scratched again after 2 weeks ago punching a teammate.
I don't want Michael Thomas, bro. I don't. For this offense, no. For what we need, no. Because we got guys with his similar that have his, a similar skill set to him.
Man,
he's basically Devontae Parker,
Dude, the guy's sitting at home, bro. The guy's sitting at home right now, bro. No, Albert Wilson would have been perfect.
Oh my God,
for this, man.
Oh, I know. Bro.
Albert Wilson is the prototypical.
He is
like for what Tua needs, man.
I expect before he opted out. We talked about this all summer. I said I'm looking for big things from Albert Wilson in this offense, and for him to opt out. And I get it. I'm not hating on him.
No,
but I really wanted to see him this year. Him being back fully healthy. And we saw glimpses of that burst, towards the end of the season last year. He was just getting his wheels back, getting that second gear back. And man, bro, I hate he didn't play this year.
And let me ask you this. Are they even going to explore the market? Because after this week, Antonio Callaway is eligible to be activated.
Mm-hmm. Well, I look at him.
I believe he had what did he have? He had a 600 or an 800-yard season before.
Yeah. Now he's a talented player as well. But I look at him. I mean, how caught up is he going to be? You know what I mean?
He's had 8 weeks of just sitting there and learning and practice squad and just watching scout team. And I don't know, is he allowed? He's allowed to practice, right? So he's allowed to take part as a scout team. I don't know. Is he?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing, EM. If he was part of the scout team, who was running the scout team up until he was named the starter? Because it's going to be – because I don't think they've correct me if I'm wrong in the chat if anyone knows, but I don't think they have EM. And we'll go over it on our – we're going to – guys, the pregame show is going to be tomorrow night. EM, I don't think they've named who they've activated yet. Have they?
I have no clue, bro. You know me. I have no clue at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they've talked about. I don't think they've said who they've activated yet, or who they're protecting, or they've moved up or whatever. And another guy, you got Bowden, who could now contribute. You got
now
Malcolm Perry. Malcolm Perry. This might be the time to start thinking about. Let's see what you got, young kid.
Bowden moves. He has a similar skill set to Albert Wilson in terms of his ability to move laterally. He's and it seems like we saw the Wildcat package obviously, but I think the Dolphins really want to get this kid incorporated into the more in the offense and get him up to speed, because I think they realize his skill set, and again he brings value again. That slot guy, very similar. I don't think he's as fast as, vertically as Albert Wilson, but, he definitely in space and in confined areas, man, he can bring a lot of value to the overall, to the overall scheme. So
do you call, here's another team. Do you call the New York Jets about Golden Tate?
The Giants? Golden Tate?
Sorry, the Giants, my bad.
He's got
you talk about a possession receiver, because you go back to when he was at the Lions, right? The guy would have 10, 12, 14 catches from Stafford, man. He was just Mr. Consistency.
I would agree. I mean, I'd like to.
He's like a poor man's Jarvis, right? He's like a poor man's Jarvis.
I've been a fan of Golden Tate. I don't know. He's a little long in the tooth right now. He's what? He's on the other end of 30 right now, right? 31, 31, I think. So
that's a good question. I actually don't know. Let me look it up. He is 32.
Oh, wow. And I was being generous. Oh, no. 32. 32 now. No. But I would like to see the Dolphins make a move for a speed threat, bro, to be honest with you. Where I can't pronounce 551. He said Ian Bowden is fast. He's 4.33. I didn't know he was that fast. I thought he was in the 4.4s. I don't know how accurate that is, but he's fast. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a slug bug by any stretch, but I don't think he's in the 4. I don't think he's 4.33, bro. I'd be surprised if that's accurate. But I would like the Dolphins to get, to make a move for he
didn't run I don't think he didn't run it. at the combine.
Hmm.
And from what I see at Kentucky, when he was timed, he consistently ran in the 4.4.
Yeah,
in the
that's what I
4.4
thought.
range.
He said at his pro day he ran a 4.3. Everybody runs a 4.3.
I saw in high school he was timed at a 4.38.
Hmm.
But that's high school.
He said in his pro day he ran a 4.3, but shoot, I ran a 4.3 at my pro day. So.
No, you remember what was it? What school came out with crazy pro day numbers? Oh, there was one school that came out with like everyone was like at a 4.2.
What? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was, man. I'm trying to remember.
Man? Oh yeah,
man,
that was this year, right?
Yeah. It was. Who the hell was it?
I think LSU, I believe. I think it was
I thought it was like TCU or something like that.
Grant Delpit ran in everybody was expecting him to run in like 4.5s, and this dude was supposedly timed in the low 4.3s. Yeah, okay. But crazy. But I like Bowden. I like his overall skill set. I think he can bring that. He brings value. To the overall scheme, his skill set. But I want a burner. I want somebody that teams have to respect. I want a person that's going to dictate coverage. And if you're implementing,
you got a game plan for, right?
Yeah, and if you're implementing a more horizontal based approach, you're going to have a vertical threat to stretch that defense out. Period. Or else you're gonna run into the same problem the Baltimore Ravens do with Lamar Jackson. Well, now Tua is a much more skilled passer than Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but I want to be in a position to maximize Tua's skill set, and to do that, in addition to the running game, you have to have a vertical element to your offense.
Yeah, you got to basically have pass concepts that fit his traits as a thrower, right? With rhythm anticipation. Mm-hmm. You want schemed overs and verts. You want zone runs with Gaskins. You want levels high, low mesh. Mm-hmm. And then mix in, obviously, the RPO plus some play action, right? Like
Daniel Ashford said that Michael Gallup is on the trade. He's they're off. Michael Gallup is on the trade block too, Reza?
I've not seen that. I would trade for Michael Gallup. I've heard it's going to be Amari that they move, and they're going to stay with Michael Gallup and CD.
Good luck moving that contract. Good luck with that one. Wow. I would definitely entertain Michael Gallup.
All you got to do is wait for Bill O'Brien to get a job, bro, and then just trade him.
I know, right? Hopefully the Cowboys will bring him out as a consultant or something, and he'll convince them to basically give us Michael Gallup.
You want to talk about a hard media? The media out there is already saying one and done for McCarthy. They're crazy. They're like giving it to this guy, bro.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's forgetting the season Prescott was having before he got hurt. Like his best season ever under McCarthy, and now let's get rid of McCarthy. That's hilarious. Yes, Aquavision nailed it. He nailed it. That's the name on the market. I would target 110% right now.
Kenny Golladay.
Kenny Golladay is a difference maker. When we talk about Tyler Lockett being the most underrated receiver in the NFL, I think Kenny Golladay is right there, bro. Because Kenny Golladay had to come in and fill in for Megatron, basically, as the next big name. But Kenny Golladay is Mr. Consistency, bro.
But I wonder if they would trade him.
But I think I did see that. Shout out to Aquavision. I did see that yesterday that he is on the block and that they are entertaining offers because he's in a contract year, bro. They don't want to pay him. He's about to be up after this season.
Damn.
And they don't want to pay him. So that's the thing. You'd have to pay him.
Damn.
But that's you know what, bro?
Sorry, man.
Oh,
I'm sorry, bro.
You okay, bro?
I got distracted. I was looking at my computer. I got distracted by Joy Taylor and that Red Devils.
Bro, stop talking, bro.
I'm sorry about that, bro. Sorry.
I saw that pitchfork.
Good God.
Good God Almighty. I saw that pitchfork, and I was like, "Oh, the unholy thing."
I've said enough. I apologize. I apologize, Fin Nation. Sorry, but yeah.
That's the only problem. Galladay's going to want to get paid.
Yeah.
And the draft is so deep. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Antonio Callaway's coming back. You're going to want to see Malcolm Perry. You got Kirk Merritt. Matt Collins and Tua have chemistry. We can all agree with that, right? Matt Collins, he owes a portion of his paycheck goes to the Tua Foundation, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's be honest here, bro. Like, it's like
Yeah.
Tua, shout out to the homie Havoc who talks about the Wingstop. It's almost like Tua opened up all the Wingstops with his first contract and let Mac manage a couple of them. That's basically how it worked out. So
y'all need to stop with that Wingstop foolishness.
But I'm just saying, like, I think they might want to see what they have with this receiving corps, because here's the thing too. For all we've heard in training camp of all the things he did with all these other players, due to the media blackout during the regular season, we haven't heard a single peep about what he's been able to showcase or highlight with Gasecki when he was with the scout team, or now with DVP or Glitch. So,
who was Preston Williams? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like I said, again, man, I'm comfortable overall with our receiving room, barring any kind of injuries. But I just, I just think we need to go look for a vertical threat that's a legitimate wide receiver. Jakeem Grant just can't be relied upon. And if we don't have him out there, Devontae Parker's your fastest guy. And he's fast, but, he's 4'8", 4'5"-ish, and he's hobbled right now as well. He's out there limping on one leg. So, and again, if you're going to implement if you're going to take this approach in terms of your, offense, man, bro, I mean, they're going to need that because if you don't have a player that can stretch the field, they're just going to condense, the intermediate area of the field. They're going to condense the line of scrimmage, and you can't have an RPO without the threat of a running game, and that's just going to make things even harder on Tua. So, we'll see, but like I said, I would just feel more comfortable if we had a player that could stretch the field and that was reliable, so.
And what's crazy about this kid, bro? Like, if you go back to 2019 when he's at Alabama, I believe it's 1 out of every 5 RPO throws by Tua went for 20 yards or more.
Yeah.
Can you believe that, bro? Like, and another thing, I know everyone's worried about how quick he's going to get the ball out, right?
Mm-hmm.
He at the collegiate level, again, I know windows are open longer, et cetera, but in 2019, this guy had 152.1 passer rating when he threw the ball in 2.5 seconds or less. Yeah. That shows how good of a decision maker he is, man. So
and that's what I want to see more than anything with Tua, especially early on. Reason is I just don't want to see him, overwhelmed mentally. I want to see.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that either. You got some people that are.
I'm more worried about how the players in front of him are going to play, and i.e. Robert Hunt, and how Robert Hunt's play is going to affect Solomon McKinley if it isn't play. Are we going to get the good Ted Karras, or are we going to get the spotty Ted Karras? Eric Flowers is pretty consistent. Davis, I know he'll allow pressures, but he won't allow sacks, so I can deal with that. But I'm more worried that right side is going to be, because I'll keep saying it. Richmond Webb said it best on Finish Line episode 4. Greg Williams basically laid the blueprint, and now teams are going to use that blueprint until you prove you can beat it. What doesn't sit well with me is now that blueprint is enhanced against the Rams because they got better players they can execute, and smarter players they can because really, beyond Quinn and Williams, who are you afraid of, right? Okay, like there's actually good players beyond Aaron Donald on that front in the LA Rams, and their defensive coordinator is no slouch either. So that's what I'm worried about. As much as I'm interested to see how much more the pistols implemented, like we're saying, how much more the RPO game is really a whole, like we've been saying it was going to be. Because you go back to me, what was I saying? I was saying you're going to see the RPO get slowly spoon-fed with Fitz there, and it happened. And now the change is happening, so it's just going to go heavier. But the matchup, whether it's Aaron Donald, because here's the thing. Do you want to know something too? 3 games so far out of the Rams 7 this year. 3 games he's played the majority lineup as the left end.
Aaron Donald.
Yes, and that left end. I don't need to tell you where that is.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
And then there's obviously there was 2 games where he was mainly the right defensive tackle. There was another 2 games where he was the nose tackle. So, or no, sorry, 2 games where they lined him up at the right end. My bad. So, they move him around truly, bro. And I don't think this is just going to be a Ted Karras or Solomon McKinley problem. I think even if they notice Flowers is struggling or Davis is struggling, they're going to get hit with it, bro. Yeah. Like they might just keep rotating him over each tackle for all we know, bro.
But as great as he is, I don't think the Dolphins are going to let him just completely wreck this game.
We hope.
I think, schematically, they will find ways to, handle him. They'll find ways to minimize his impact, his overall impact. But I don't think Aaron Donald is going to be if we are to lose this football game, I don't think Aaron Donald is going to be a big reason for that, in terms of his, stat-wise. Now, obviously the Dolphins are going to give a lot of attention to him. I mean, it would be the smart play to, have him get warrant all of the attention and force other individuals to beat you consistently. That, in my opinion, will be the best approach. But I just don't anticipate Aaron Donald. Again, I go back to, I know Brian Flores was defensive coordinator, but go back to the Super Bowl. Look at how the Patriots neutralized him. A lot of double teams.
That was a much more sturdy and veteran.
I would agree. That's valid. That's legitimate.
Now we're dealing with a guy, bro. 45 pressures, 9 sacks, 7 hits.
He's a load.
And 29 hurries, bro.
He's a load. But I look at the best way to negate a pass rush is to, consistently gash teams in the run game. And again, the run game is going to be paramount. Again, everything is predicated off the running game. Everything. Especially if the Dolphins are to implement more of this RPO-based approach. Everything. So, with that being said, the run game is going to be the most important in regards to this particular matchup on Sunday. It's going to be paramount. It's going to be the most important. I might be getting a little ahead of ourselves, but yeah, the running game is going to be, it's going to be critical, because I don't want Tua dropping back, just like I wouldn't want Fitz or any quarterback with this pass rush with Leonard Floyd, with Michael Brockers. Especially the interior pass rush. That's what's the most concerning. It's not that, you can move Aaron Donald around so much. It's that interior push is what gives quarterbacks fits. And when you have Brockers on the interior, you have Aaron Donald on the interior. We got 2 guys. If you have one, you can pretty much do a lot to scheme them out of, you can, to minimize their impact. But when you got 2 of them, then you have a athletic threat like Leonard Floyd on the edge. Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, it's not just Aaron Donald. They have a lot of good players, and then on top of that, they're one of the most pressurized teams in the National Football League as well. They bring a lot of pressure. And so we saw how, what Robert Hunt looked like against the Jets when Greg Williams started to dial up that heat on that right side. We saw how many problems that gave us. So you can imagine with this personnel, if they take a more, if they take that approach, and hopefully again, Robert Hunt is a little further along in his development. He had that game, and he had a bye week, 2 weeks in essence to prepare for this game. So hopefully he's further along his development where that won't be as big of an issue as it was in that Jets game. But
here's the
it's just
thing,
not.
Here's the thing. Here's how you're gonna. You want me to tell you how you're gonna neutralize Aaron Donald? See, you can slide your protection. You can cut block him. You can chip block him with the tight end. You can combo block him with the guard and tackle. You can do all those things, but establishing the run is how you're gonna actually neutralize him.
Oh, absolutely.
Because especially if you're running it in the RPO. They don't know whether the run's coming to that side or the throw's coming to that side. That you got to keep them guessing and basically playing on the balls of their heels, right? That's how you're going to keep them honest.
I tell you, a lot of draw plays as well. Take advantage of the aggressive nature of their defense. You know what I mean? A lot of draw plays will be, I think, in terms of the run game, the draw play is a highly effective approach against. You can run
teams. But you can run out of spread. Like that's the thing about spreads. You can run draws, traps, whatever out of that wide base. And Chris Sharp says, will Tua be in the shotgun more under center? Well, we think it's going to be mainly a pistol spread offense. So that's going to be technically with a shotgun, with the running back lined up beside him. And then they go strong or weak as well. So that's basically probably going to be your base, but he'll come from under center, but the majority will probably be out of the shotgun.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's like I said, man, it's going to be like a lot of people. I was listening to a lot of program ESPN and FS1. They're all like worried and they didn't like the fact that Brian Flores chose this game specifically to make Tua the starter, and they're all worried. You got to worry about. No, me personally, this will be a trial by fire. I want to put Tua, throw him out in the ocean to see if he's gonna swim, see if he's gonna sink or swim. But one thing I will say will help him. What I think ultimately in this particular game, look at this. I think Tua going up against. Personnel-wise, going against our secondary on a day-to-day basis, and also you can't find a more diverse approach in terms of multiple formations, personnel groupings, et cetera, et cetera. You won't find any more multiple than Byron Flores. So I think Tua, seeing them for practicing 6 days a week, since training camp started. I think that will help him, especially down the road, because again, you can't, they have Jalen. We have one of the better secondaries in the national football, in my opinion, with Byron Jones and Xavier Howard. So him facing that kind of talent will bode well for him, I think, because they're not from a scheme standpoint, they're not going to throw anything at Tua that he hasn't seen. I truly believe that. So now again, game speed and practice speed are two totally different things. I get that, but it's like Tua. He won't be out. I don't anticipate him being out there like a deer in the headlights when he's. I'm sure some things they'll throw at him that he hadn't necessarily seen, but for the most part, I think going against this defense with the multiplicity from a personnel group, schematics, et cetera, the way Brian Flores can throw at quarterbacks, that is going to help Tua, bro, moving forward. So in this game as well. So we'll see, man.
We got 187 in the room. We peaked at about 214.
Shout out to the homie Esteban. I see you, homie.
And again, guys, smash that like button. Subscribe if this is your first time here. If you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/Finside. If you'd like to become a Finside the NFL patron, patreon.com/Finside the NFL. There's a $5, $10, $15, and $20 level. And I'm also thinking about installing a $1 level. That would be a $1 donation on the first of every month. So let me know if you guys, those of you who are not Patreons, if you'd be interested in something like that. But shout out to our Patreons, Infinite Trauma, Rhino Sith, Fake Spike 94, Shake Money, Joe B, KAL Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth, Mr. Two Bits, Slim Pickens, Big Time, and Red Dino. We appreciate all of you. And again, guys,
absolutely,
head on over to patchvibes.com. use the code FINSIDE the NFL, and you can receive 20% right now on your order from Patch Vibes. And what's Patch Vibes, you ask? Well, they've got shirts celebrating the passing of the torch, but they also have that famous Stula patch that I know I'll be getting for my jersey. That should be here hopefully by December 1st. These guys are ridiculous. They also have the 89 Dolphins logo, a 97 Dolphins logo. A new patch is going to be coming celebrating 11/1/2020, which is, of course, the debut of Tua. And they have a Tua patch right here. So go check them out. Use the code FINSIDE, and that'll get you 20% off your order. So, and there you go. You even got the new shirt that just came up celebrating what Colin Cowherd said about Tua yesterday. It says, "Wiggle these nuts, Colin." So you can go get the new "Wiggle These Nuts" Colin t-shirt on Patch Vibes. Check it out, guys. 20% off. Use the code FINSIDE. And on Sunday, guys, our merch store will officially be launching, and I'll be doing that of the post game of Tua's debut. So tomorrow night we're going to be back with a pregame. Do you want to go over some questions from the comments a little bit here?
Yeah, that's fine, bro.
Before we get out of here. So, guys, if you got any questions in the comments you want us to answer, let me know. And we'll go over them right now. And to the mod squad, I'm going to drop the link if any of y'all want to join after and just shoot and talk shop after we get out of here.
I see they're talking about, I hope TD is all right. Love him or hate him, hope he's all good. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either, brother.
I'm assuming he's talking about TD.
Omar says, "Hey, Reason in EM, when I listened to his press conference, he sounds like a vet."
Yeah, and you heard, I forget which player it was. They said that, was it Miles? No, not Gaskins, but it was one of them. Preston Williams said that he said Tua, the way he carries himself, his approach to the game, he said you would never know. Well, I'm paraphrasing, but he said you would never know. It's like he's a veteran. He has a veteran presence about himself. So, yeah, I think that calmness, that cool, that calm, cool demeanor, that'll help. And we saw it. I mean, look at his first, when the national championship game on the biggest stage in college football. You know what I mean? If he can. Look how cool and calm he was dealing with that pressure. And that's in terms of stress, that's as stressful as the NFL game can get. And him thrown in the fire like that, and he passed with flying colors. He just seems like he's got, like I said, he's got a calm veteran presence to himself, and hopefully that continues to carry on.
It seems like everyone loves him, bro. So I'm not worried about him in the huddle or whatever.
Yeah.
Aquavision asks, "Is Austin Jackson playing?" No, he's not, but he is coming.
Yeah, I was going to.
From what Brian Flores said, he won't be playing this weekend, but he is coming along. I think he's closer than he is. I think you'll see him back in the next couple of weeks by the sound of it from the Zoom. Andre Torres asks EM, "Should the Dolphins re-sign Albert Wilson? His deal is up after this year." I'll let EM handle this. I say no, draft a receiver.
How old is Albert Wilson? 29, 28?
Albert Wilson is...
I think it's 28. He'll be 29 next year.
He is 28.
Okay. Well, first off, you want to see where he is physically, having a year off. That might have helped him, to be honest with you, Reason. But, fast forward to the offseason, you want to see where he is, obviously, physically first and foremost. But I would entertain, and if he's, if he's back to where he was 2 years ago, I would entertain a 1-year deal, team-friendly deal. And you can do both. You can sign him in his draft. And draft.
Yeah, agreed.
So
CB83 asked, "What did Cowherd say about Tua?" Basically, that he's out on Tua. He doesn't think he has the wiggle like a Russell Wilson does, or like a
I don't know
Kyler
what he's
Murray
watching.
does, and he thinks he's too small. He's not going to be able to see over offensive linemen, and it's going to be an issue. I don't know. The guy's whatever. Kieran says, "What are your expectations for Benito and Raekwon Davis combined?" Mine, just use your rookie year, get your pad level right. Start learning how to win leverage battles more and more week in and week out, and just get better every week. That's what my expectations are.
I echo the exact same thing because those were my concerns coming into the year. I'm expecting big things from once Raekwon Davis gets the technical aspect of the game down. I think obviously we're both expecting huge dividends from Raekwon Davis. But yeah, I agree 100%.
So I'll let you handle this, EM. Have you noticed our whole team says they're excited as if they know Tua's about to ball out?
You know what reason? From the players that have talked about Tua, there seems to be a calmness about them all, bro. They're like, hey, we've seen him. We've seen him in practice. I'm paraphrasing, but Malcolm Perry, I saw him on Good Morning. I was listening to him on Good Morning Football this morning, and he was glowing about Tua, bro. And you hear it from not only him but Preston Williams, obviously Jesse Davis, a lot of the linemen. They've seen him, and this goes back to what I said. Why the change was made was because I just think Tua caught up. He caught Fitz. Fitz didn't want to hear it, obviously, but I just think he caught up. And we said that at the beginning of the year. Once Tua acclimates and his natural skill set takes over, that is when he's going to start wowing people. And I think gradually that is what has transpired over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Yep. This is why, more so than anything, why the change was made.
So CB83 asks, who's the defensive MVP Sunday? I'm going to go with the hot hand. I'm going to stick with Howard, though it could very well be Eric Rowe, but I'm going to go with Howard just because this man's on a 4-game interception streak, I believe it is right now or something. And I think he's going to continue it. Goff can turn the football over, so I'm going to stick with X, but it could very well be it very well could be, because I don't think Byron will be targeted that much because he's just locked down. I mean, the guy's only allowed like 8 receptions on 16 targets this year. I think it's going to be Eric Rowe. Could be your secondary option, or maybe even or Emmanuel Ogbah. But I'm going to stick with Xavier Howard because of how he's been featuring.
I'm going to go with Ogbah because.
Why you got to do me like that with my boy, bro?
What are you talking about? That's my boy. What are you talking about? I'm gonna go with Emmanuel.
I'm the man who predicted double-digit sacks for this guy.
This is true.
I got more on the line with Ogbah. Okay.
This is true. Well, he's both of our boys. He could be both of our boys.
Yeah, but you don't. But you don't got your ass riding on him. I got my ass riding.
This is true. This is true.
Anyways,
I'm gonna go with Emmanuel Ogbah, and I'm gonna look at his ability to set the edge because we all know the approach that the Rams take in terms of their running game. They're about that zone stretch play. So setting that edge this week is going to be paramount. And I look for him to continue what we saw last week, the previous 2 weeks, not only in the passing game, but in the run game, being stout, consistently resetting the line of scrimmage in the run game. I look for him to have a dominant. Andrew Whitworth is going to have all kind of issues on Sunday. Like we're talking about Robert Hunt and whoever, any of our linemen, whoever Aaron Donald lines up against, which is I understand that. But, Andrew Whitworth is going to have his hands full with Mr. Ogbah come Sunday. And but I just look for, you might not necessarily see it from he might not have 3 sacks and 5 or 6 tackles for loss, but I think in terms of him setting the edge and forcing that running back to redirect, I think is going to be huge. Not only him, but as well as Shaq Lawson. But I think obviously, Ogbah is the more dynamic pass rusher. He offers more in the pass. He affects the quarterback more so than Shaq Lawson. So I'm gonna go with Emmanuel
Ogbah. Lamont Frazier asked, "Are they trading Jordan Howard?" They're trying, but it's a problem getting a tackling machine right now for that guy. So Andre Torres asks, how do you guys feel about Zach Seiler? Do you think he replaces Gotcha next year? EMdolphinfan started. He is basically driving the Seiler train, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat. We've been fans of Seiler since we've been telling all y'all about Seiler since last year when we didn't even have this channel, when we got him as a UDFA from Baltimore, and look what he's doing right now. EM basically got the ball rolling, and I'm now just playing kickball with him. So
I'm not going to say me personally now he very might well wind up.
Tyler Shelvin from LSU. Let's go.
They, I don't necessarily anticipate him replacing him at that zero technique position. I think they want a more bigger, a player that's bigger, to be deployed there primarily. But in terms of his status on the roster, Gottschall, the Devon Gottschall experiment, in my opinion, is done. Yeah. He will be. They'll let him walk at the end of the season.
Nice for that compensation pick.
Oh yeah.
Josh asks, does Uncle Vontae eat against Jalen Ramsey? I think he can if he wants to, but I don't think it's a necessity. You know who I think eats Sunday is Mike Gesicki. That's who I think it's Sunday, because historically tight ends are usually a safety valve for rookie quarterbacks, and they have apparently chemistry going back to the offseason, so there might be something there. Rhino says, if I missed it, what do you think about Adam Shaheen's $7.85 million 2-year extension with $3.2 million guaranteed? I like it. I think they're locked down. I think it hurts anyone's chances who wanted, like me, who wanted a Pat Freiermuth or Kyle Pitts. I think an elite tight end might be is officially probably off the board now in the first round for sure, no matter how big of a weapon they are. And if they're willing to go weapon, I think they'll go receiver or running back. So the Shaheen extension, I like it. He's performed well. It is a little high, but it's not too high where I'm like feeling away about it, because that's the ceiling. If he hits the incentives, he can reach 7.85, but the guaranteed is 3.2. So, I like it, man. I think Durham, Smythe, Shaheen, and Gesicki are a good rotation. And Gesicki, like I've been telling all y'all, and I know now all y'all are starting to see it, he's a better blocker this year in the run game and in the pass game. All these guys, the thing I like about all three of these guys is they're all rounding out together. That's what's unique about this situation, is all these tight ends are developing and growing and rounding out as a unit. And three tight ends, EM, you rarely see that together.
Well, I look at it. Well, the reason why I think you see the increased production of Gesicki's blocking is that he's not blocking in line as much as Shaheen. He's assumed probably 90% of those duties in line. Gesicki is now deployed more in an offset or a flex role. And when they opt to run, he's picking up, defensive back, safeties.
Second level. He gets to this
the second level guys. And you
level, yeah.
Right. So he's wound up matched up with, defensive backs.
Which is how you're supposed to use them, bro. That's how you use them.
Exactly. I'm not knocking him. But
no, I'm saying finally an offensive coordinator is using him properly in terms of how to block is what I'm saying. That's all.
Exactly. But I agree with you 100%. I like the Shaheen extension. All you can do is judge a man by what he's done when he's been given the opportunity. And when he's been given an opportunity, he's been flashing and he's been consistent. So, I mean, I know, he's not a dynamic athlete, but he's just got enough of everything that you like in a tight end. You know what I mean? He's more dynamic than Durham Smythe, and he's a better blocker than Mike Gesicki. So he's kind of in between a combination of both of those guys. Yeah. So, but I love his overall skill set, love the contract, and hopefully he continues to, put that work in and continue, his development.
If he gets in shape in a couple weeks, are you targeting Dontari Poe?
I mean, you know me. I think definitely a move needs to be made for that particular position. Dontari Poe, I don't know, man. He looks. Word on the street is that he is crazy out of shape.
Yeah.
Crazy out of shape. And I don't think the Dolphins have time. I think the mindset of the Dolphins is that we are in win now mode, and I don't think we have time to bring a guy in and then, 2-3 weeks from now, hopefully he's up to speed at that point. We need a guy that's going to contribute immediately, in my opinion. And Dante Poe at this point is just not that player.
Mm-hmm. Which is a shame. Just 3 years ago, he was a really, really good
player.
player.
He's so dominant. And just he could have been what Aaron Donald, is now. He had that same, and he's bigger. He's like 330, and this dude has that kind of athletic, like a 4.9. And when the year he came out, so much potential, but man, he cannot lead them cheeseburgers alone. Believe me, I feel you. I understand, but man, a lot of wasted talent there, bro. What he could have been this absolute monster. But now at this point, if it was the beginning of the season, maybe I would, but no, I'm staying away from him at this point.
So who is there anyone on the market right now you target?
Man, what's crazy is that, all the quote unquote prototypical nose tackles, they're all on the better teams. What I mean? Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Arizona, the Titans, the teams that have a similar, run a similar scheme to us, man, they're all the better teams in the league. So, I mean, it's nobody that intrigues me on the Patriots roster. I hear they got a for sale sign up for, pretty much all of their players as well. But there's nobody at that position on their roster that, that intrigues me. But, enough to where you want to invest, invest draft capital in bringing them in. But, I don't know, man. But, yeah, speaking of the Patriots, let me ask you this. I heard that Joe Thuney is even up for sale. Joe Thuney.
But we don't need him now.
Yeah. I know it's not a need. I know it's not a need.
There's only one offensive lineman we need, and I don't have to say his name. And thank God for the Falcons winning yesterday and helping our chances at getting my ultimate man crush, Penei Sewell.
I hear you, man.
If we get Penei Sewell, oh my God.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Buddy, Tua and Penei in back-to-back drafts, and Austin Jackson working out the way he's working out. Oh my God. God.
What about if you brought Thuney in, and then if you can get out of Eric Flowers' contract, they move away from him, we pull a Josh Rosen. And
so someone, I guess his name is Bill Clinton. He was giving me apparently I'm hard on Robert Hunt. Am I hard on Robert Hunt, EM? Because I don't think I am.
I don't think so. That's your boy.
I gave him, that's my boy. I gave him props for his first game. I'm calling a spade for his last game.
Yeah, the tape don't lie, my friend. The tape don't lie.
And you know what worried me about the last game? And EM knows this. We've had this conversation. What worried me about the last game is he was who I evaluated him as, which was as a guard. I saw a guard in the last game. I did not see a tackle, man. I didn't see the feet of a tackle. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see the consistent hand placement of a tackle. I just didn't see a tackle, man. Sorry. The one question we were gonna have, right, is not if whether he can play against power, but how does he play against guys who got that elite bend, right? And the guys who can, in an elite way, convert either power to speed or speed to power.
Yep.
Right? Because those are two, that was what the question was going to be. The guys who can blend, right? Like an Ogba, right? That was going to be the question. After last game, schematically, I'm worried. Now you're going to throw some real talent. Like Arik Armstead, it gave me a lot of hope, but I watched y'all 22. It was a lot of straight on man-to-man, like just stand them up type of stuff, right? It wasn't overly complicated. They put Hunt and in turn Kinley in positions where it not only made them uncomfortable, but they had to think quick on their feet, right? And that because they saw looks that they hadn't seen before and it confused them, right? So Hopefully they're for it. They're better off for it. You had 2 weeks. That was the perfect time for that game to happen 2 weeks before bye for Robert Hunt, right? So
and nobody's killing him, man. That's to be expected. He's a rookie, bro. That's his first game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's to be expected. But like I said, hopefully, he learned from that film session, and he's had 2 weeks to get up to speed. And
but Robert Hunt's game on Sunday really made me miss Jesse Davis's communication skills from that side.
Yeah, so, definitely.
And you know what? Jesse Davis, he allows pressures, but at least when Kinley arcs a guy out wide to the right, Davis is so dependable with just picking him up and taking him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. It's more when he's stuck on an island, right? And
exactly.
It's one, right? But when he's handed off someone, you know what I mean? It's just reliable, man. So Hunt's not there yet. That's all, but it'll happen. All right, so let's get that out. And this media out here who's hating on our offensive line. Y'all ain't watched as much tape as us, so I don't even want to hear it. ESPN.
Bro, I'm not. I was like, idiot. I didn't even entertain that nonsense.
Foolery.
So
say it, bro. It's buffoonery.
Absolute buffoonery.
There it is. So, guys, we're hitting an hour 26. We're going to cut it off here in about 3 minutes. I'm going to drop the link right now. If anyone wants to come back and talk shop with us backstage after we're done here, there it is. And a few of those people know who I'm talking about, some of the regs. So there's that link. We got 183 in the room. We're gonna be back tomorrow night, guys, around tentatively, let's say 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and we'll be giving you guys the pregame show. One thing I do want to go over with everyone, as usual, guys, if you go to Spotify, whatever your major outlet right now, podcast outlet right now is, guys, you type in Dolphins Brawl right there at the top, the debut episode. It's called The Debut. It's episode 5 of The Finish Line, my podcast with Richmond Webb and Mr. Ballgame. And that is available. It was published today. It was supposed to be published last night. It was published today. It's out. Go check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, your favorite podcast outlets. Go check it out. The Debut, the latest episode. Just search in Dolphins Brawl. Y'all will enjoy that listen for sure. Trust me. As usual,
I gotta say one last. Oh, were you closing up?
Go ahead, bro.
I just gotta say one last thing, bro. God damn, that outfit, that Devil's outfit. Oh my god. But anyway, sorry about that, bro. Sorry.
So we're gonna go look at Troy Taylor after this. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. There's still 175 of you in the room. I'd like to donate to again, paypal.me/Finside.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, Fins Nation as a whole. Tua's debut is upon us. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
And again, if you want to become a Finside the NFL patron, patreon.com/Finside the NFL, and help the channel out, help our sponsor out, patchvibes.com. Use code Finside for 20% off. They got that Shula patch that the Dolphins are wearing this season. They also got a couple logo patches, a Tua patch. Go check them out. Go support the channel. Go show some love. EM, we got about a minute. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, brother?
No, bro, not too much, man. It's that time, and just looking forward to seeing Tua, bro. It's been a long time coming, and it's been 20 years since we've had a talent at that position that we can be this excited about, and eagerly anticipating Tua's debut on Sunday. And yeah, man, other than that, bro, y'all already know what time it is. I don't even have to say anything.
And with that, guys, you already know what it is. It's Fins Up all day, every day. I hope everyone has a healthy.
Be safe, everybody out there. Be safe.
Blessed Friday. We'll be back tomorrow night with our pregame show. I'll be back with the live reaction and then open it up to you guys on Sunday, where we'll also be dropping our merch store, guys. And then on Monday, we'll be right back and we'll be doing an all 22 breakdown of every throw. And basically, even if a run play goes south, every play that matters of Tua Tagovailoa on Monday, and then that post-game show will be coming on Tuesday. So, guys, y'all already know what it is. Stay locked in here. Y'all already know it's all 22 or nothing on Finside the NFL. And you know this is where the Tua bandwagon starts and ends. All right?
Absolutely, baby.
Heads up.
We'll
see all y'all